How's it going, everyone? Sorry, just trying to sort this light out. Trying to sort my blinds out a wee bit. Oh, set them down a bit. Open this up. Don't know, can you see me well enough? Like that? Eyes can't I? That's alright. But hope everyone's having a good week. I just signed into Facebook there, and there's a note that there are some birthdays. So let me just check this out. So, happy birthday to Michelle Ryan, Aaron Wallace, and Edward Montgomery. Hope you all have a great weekend with your family and friends. And I'm sure it will be because the rugby's on. And hopefully the weather's good in the UK. Not too sure what it's been like. I need to Skype with my mum actually. So mum, when you see this, send me a message whenever you're free to Skype. So yeah, my week's been pretty good. So it has had 2 days off, Tuesday and Wednesday. I think I made a video there on Monday. I'd been to a South Korean barbecue on Monday with a friend, and it was absolutely delicious. If in Belfast or any other cities in London, I'm sure you do have one. South Korean barbecues, lovely restaurant where you cook your own food. And yeah, it's such a nice setting. So I definitely want to go there again. I went to one in Perth as well with some of the guys from the melon farm. That was really good too. So yeah, what else has been happening this week? On my days off, I went to an art gallery for like a public talk. I haven't got my wallet here. This guy, Joseph. It was really cool. About open spaces, art with open spaces, where this guy basically just built a raft, like this piece of wood with some foam, and went down these huge rivers in cities like all over the world. And he was in Indonesia in the middle of the ocean and stuff. And he'd just be sitting on a chair. He had made his own paddle, and it's just about being like in an open space. And he was talking about all different things to do with that. I'm not going to get too into it because it was quite confusing at times. But really interesting, and to meet that guy as well. So I have to say thanks to Joe Slevin, who you might see his art on my page. He's the reason I came to Sweden. I lived at his house for 2 weeks back in August. And he's just done a few more paintings, which are absolutely amazing. Every single one of his paintings I think is amazing. So talented. So, but yeah, what else is happening in the world this week? So, yes, New Zealand are through to the quarterfinals of the Rugby World Cup. Congratulations to them. England play Australia later on today. I'm gonna try and get into the city for that, but I need to write a few pages in my diary first and make some food. As you can tell, I've just woken up. My voice is a wee bit husky. I was working until 3, and then the trains were running odd, so I didn't get to sleep until just probably a wee bit after 5. So yeah, it's the weather. You can see the sun coming through my window here, shining my face. So yeah, work is good. Really busy last night. Just enjoying it. Enjoy being a barman. Good team we have. Good fun. And yeah, tonight should be even busier, so it's good. I hope Australia beat England in the rugby. I really do. They've been playing very well so far. I think England have the potential to play very well, but after that Wales match, that was one of the biggest mistakes they could have made, not going for the 3 points at the end of the game. And Ireland play Italy tomorrow. I think it's going to be our first test, like proper test in the World Cup, since they are a six-nation squad, and two teams know each other very well. So I'm going to be. I don't think I'm working tomorrow, so yeah, I'll probably be at the pub tonight, in Georgia, I guess, watching that there, having a couple of beers. Oh, and I've grown up a bit. I started this the other day. As you can see there I've got a money jar. I've got a money jar. It's got a couple of £100 in it at the moment, but that's only my tips. So every day after my shift, because we get our tips every day, I'm gonna start putting them in that jar, and then I think I could probably pay like probably half my month's rent with it. So, it's gonna save me a lot of money. So that's pretty good. And what other plans do I have? Um, I don't have too many plans. Just chilling out, saving up. I'm enjoying my new phone. If anybody else has the Samsung Galaxy J5, really smooth. I just like the size of it. It's That's literally how big the phone is. Oh, yeah, it's that big. From middle finger to thumb, huge. So that's the only downside to phones nowadays that you need two hands to use the thumb. But it's not the end of the world. And they're on a depressing note. Yeah, in America this week there was a mass shooting. I'm not too sure how many people were killed. I've got it up here. Um, and I was just reading that the stats say nearly 300 mass shootings this year in the United States. The latest one claimed the lives of 9 people at a community college in Oregon. Highlights the increasing level of gun violence across the country. Barack Obama was, to say the least, pissed off. He's not happy at all. He's been trying to call for a change in gun politics and gun laws and stuff like that there, but it's like everybody's like, yeah, we've always had guns and we'll always have guns. Um, so and then what was it like? I don't know if the stats are here or not. Um, but I read it somewhere last night. Whenever I got home, I was scrolling the internet. Um, yeah, it says here 316,000 people died from gun violence in the United States between 2004 and 2013. That's just crazy, you know. And you can see why it's like why I actually am not too bothered about going to the States. Is you have no idea who carries a gun, you have no idea who to trust or who to speak to, and obviously it's not the way I'm making it out to be, but it could be. You could literally just walk around the wrong street and something could happen. You could walk near a school, somebody could get shot. And it's absolutely terrible that this is happening and why there are still people that think that they should have guns. Um, I think I've talked about this before a few months ago when there was another mass gun shooting in America, and whenever there was um, the ISIS attack on the American soldiers, and then like a week later there was public, public defendants who were calling themselves carrying like ARL rifles and stuff like that there, and or I don't know what they're called, M16s or stuff like that, like standing outside places like protecting their people. It's like because they don't feel that the government are doing a good enough job. Just get rid of guns altogether and people don't have to shoot each other. Bullets are dangerous and I don't see how they don't see that. So the rest of the world doesn't do that. It's I just you know what I mean? It's just crazy. I just don't like seeing people die for no reason. Um, and the United States has been loudmouthing Russia this week. Like I think it's literally just like a tactical, no, I'm gonna nudge you and you're gonna nudge me back because of the airstrikes in Syria. Russia have claimed that their airstrikes in Syria are not targeted at the same places as the United States or United States, Australian, French, UK airstrikes. So America's sort of hopped on there, but started the bandwagon and said, right, if they're not doing the same as us, they must be hitting civilians and all this here. And of course, America is not hitting civilians. Of course, the UK is not hitting civilians. Civilians are going to die whenever you're dropping flipping tons and tons and tons and tons of high explosive bombs onto somebody's city. Um, and if you don't believe with what I just said there, your head is up your ass, and I don't care because no matter how good technology is nowadays, and I don't study it that much, but I study it a bit, and you have laser targeted missile systems and stuff like that there, land to air, air to land, doesn't matter. Civilians in the area, whether it be radioactive or, There's always an after explosion. A building's always gonna fall down after you bomb it. And it's just a bit shocking that this is happening. And obviously there is a reason for it to happen because ISIS are not very good people on the planet, and we need to get rid of them. But do not believe for a second that either side is not taking civilian casualties. Like either country is not making civilian casualties is probably the better way to put it. Sorry, this video is a bit long today, but I have a bit to talk about. On a brighter note, 25 years ago today, East and West Germany united and became Germany. So today is a public holiday in Germany, and to all my German friends, have a great time. That was my fun fact for me to today, or to today, for today. I was just reading it there now, and it's actually it's a positive thing where people uniting instead of being so separatist. Yeah, being so separate from everybody else and being pricks is a good way to put it. People to stop being so racist. People to stop being so closed off and nasty to one another. Remember, I think I read the other day that, and this is like one of those cliche things that really you'd find in like a poetry thing or something. That's, we we all have different blood types, and we all have different brain cells. We all think differently, we all act differently, we all do different things. But at the end of the day, when we're put through a cremator, in a coffin, or if you're cremated or you go into the ground, we all end up with the same amount of bones in a skeleton usually. So it just goes to show we are all the same sort of people down to the skeleton, and we really don't need to be so harsh to one another. And hopefully, if you know somebody that has done certain terrible things this week, said some nasty things to other people, tell them what I just told you, and kick it into them, because being nasty is just, there's no place for it, and we need to eliminate nastiness and start being a lot more friendly, because people are dying, and we should promote the positive things in life. And if not, just come to Sweden. Your life will be sweet. No, it's expensive. Anyway, guys, I'm not going to babble on too much more. So, have a great weekend. Peace out. Stay safe. Love your family and friends. And give somebody a hug today.